So what's up there, guys? Welcome back to Digger Detecting. Welcome also to a day out on the farm. Where are we today, Dominic?
At Don's.
Don's farm property, Dominic's favourite place to hunt. We've got the Equinox 900 with a little sniper 6-inch coil. We're also doing the same with the Equinox 800 with a 6-inch coil. The boys are going to be running that. I'm going to be running the 900, and we're going to be seeing what else we can find out here today. Some will remember this site, and some will know that I've been hunting here for the past 5-6 years now. We've had some fascinating finds here too. Coins galore, relics and bottles and pendants and cow tags, you name it. We've had it come out from here. This is house site number 1 that we've got permission for. Down the road a little bit further, past those trees and the dam down there, is house site number 2. And then we also have house site number 3 further on. This property has just been absolute gold over the last 5 years, and I love hunting out here. And I tell you what, with the Equinox 6-inch coil, I'll just quickly say, we're going to do a lot better. You know, I thought this sort of property, or these 3 house sites, were done. Coming out here there the other day with a fellow member, Royston Sharp, from Digger Detecting there, and we hit on all these wonderful items. As soon as we put the 6-inch coil on, we hit the florin, the old clock key. We got a few more pennies coming out, which is just fascinating. And then all of a sudden we had the pendant, the old coronation pendant that Dominic's holding. We had the wonderful Australian Military Forces button, and in our last hole that we dug there with Royston looking on, we managed to find the glass stopper. Detectors don't find glass, but you keep your eyes out and you'll never know what you'll see coming out in the same hole. So look, as I said, what we're going to do, we're going to run the Equinox 800 with the boys. They're going to knock around with that, and I'm going to basically go around with the Equinox 900. And look, it's not a very big space. If you could draw a line in a map, you'd sort of draw it where my finger is and come back towards this fence line. You wander off any further down the paddock any more, and the targets just disappear. They drop off. So anyway, that's what we'll do, and stay tuned, as what I will do also is throw up a bit of research and an overlay image of this old house site number 1, number 2 down the road, and number 3 you'll also be able to see on that overlay image. So let's get set up now, let's get started, and let's see what we can find hunting with the little 6-inch sniper coils. Right, so let's get the boys set up to begin with. On the Equinox 800 here, I'm just going to run a very simple program for them, and then we're going to jump over to the 900 and show you what settings I'm going to run there too. These old farm sites, this one in particular, is so trashy. The house used to sort of sit in front of us there, and sort of off to the side is where they were dumping all their rubbish, pretty much on top of where we're sitting right now. The entrance to the house would have been up there, and now how we enter the paddock is over in the corner there. So you can imagine this would have been sort of the backyard area. If the house was up there and the main entrance, as I said, this would have been the backyard area. So a very trashy area, as you'll see as we go today. So let's get set up. Very simple setup. We'll go back, we'll start with sensitivity, we'll bump it up to 25 there. We will knock it down if we need to, just in a second. We will go through the settings quickly though. All this is simple stuff. I will zoom you in there, sorry. All this is very simple stuff. We go straight past noise cancel, straight past ground balance, leave them alone. Volume we can bump up for the boys, put it on 25. I'll be able to listen to what they're digging too, and yell out, oh, that sounds good, if I can hear the machine running also. So threshold level we leave alone, target tone we leave on 5 tones. As I've said in the past, some people like 50, some people like 2. I prefer 5, and it works the best for the boys here too, because they can really understand the machine. It's not, giving them too many targets and tones, and basically confusing them. 5 tones, simple stuff. Except reject. Now this is pretty much the most simplest setup, and yes, I am running my coin program on the Equinox 800. However, that really means nothing. Even if you weren't running my program, you're just discriminating out all those lower numbers, which generally means a lot of the rubbish at these old house sites. So I'm going to get the boys to dig from... Whoop, we went a bit too far. I'm going to get the boys to dig from 18 and upwards today. The site doesn't have the history for sovereigns. I'm not saying a gold sovereign couldn't be here. If it's a full sovereign, they'll hit on it at an 18. If it's a half sovereign, they would miss it at a 15. So look, If I was in the goldfields, or we're in the goldfields today, we would be digging everything. But as I said, simple setup today for the boys with the 6-inch coil on the 800. See what they can find. They're going to dig from 18 and upwards. What do you reckon about that, boys?
Good.
Good. Avoid all the trash. Our recovery speed is on 8. As I said, a very trashy area. So we're going to leave it there. And the iron bias is on 1. Now, if that was me, I'd probably drop it to 0, dig the odd rusty nail or 2. Being that it's the boys, we'll leave it on 1. If they are still digging too many rusty nails, we will bump it up to 2 or 3 for them. So back to the main menu now. As I said, we're on 25 sensitivity. So what we'll do is we'll stand up. You can hear it's chirping just a little bit there with all the cars going past and the power lines, and not too far away from the road. We're just going to stand up and we're going to run a noise cancel for the boys. See how quiet the detector runs. Very quiet. Look at that. It is perfect. 25 sensitivity. We could run that all day. It's not even jumping, glitching, nothing. Oh, one little beep. That's not too bad. And as I said to the boys, you know, if it beeps and you hear something good and you go back and there's nothing there, it was obviously a false signal beeping away. It's doing a little bit of it now. So look, we might even just jump it down to 24 there and the boys will be good to go. So now we're going to jump over, we'll let the boys go off, and we're going to jump over on the Equinox 900. I'll show you also what I'll be running, and then we're going to get into it. Right, so I've just grabbed the Equinox 800 off the boys here quickly, and what I was going to show is how much rubbish is in the ground and how much you've got to contend with. And not only that, while we cancel out everything below and dig out through to 18 to 40, especially with the boys here, I think it just makes it that much simpler. So horseshoe button on, let's have a listen. Hear how much is in the ground there, boys? Yeah. You can actually see half of it. Look, there's a bit of metal right there, just sticking up. So, you know, look, we're definitely in the dump, as I said. However, what you're really looking for is you're listening for, we're going to take him back out of horseshoe button there, and we'll go back through to the 18 to 40, and what you're listening for is a short, sharp, sweet sounding signal when you're looking for the coins. So give it a listen. We'll see if we can find a target together. There's one there. 24, we could dig him. And you can hear how those real high targets are the only ones standing out. We don't hear anything else. There's an 18, 19. A couple more high ones over there. This guy sounded really good back here though. Where was he? So I think that's the one we're going to start with, boys. What do you reckon?
Yep.
And can you hear that? How it's a beautiful, repeatable tone. Even if we walk around, that to me actually really sounds like a coin. So even if we walk right around him, you can hear how he's a nice repeatable tone.
Yep.
Those are the signals that we're listening for. And he was a 25, 26, that guy. So who knows, he could be a coin. Let's dig him out, mate. He's pretty much right there, so be very careful. He's not too deep either, from what I was seeing on the screen there. So as I said, very important when hunting these trashy house sites, farm sites, and not even just the house sites, farm sites. You know, if you go to the old rec reserves or sporting ovals, it's very important, you know, just to dig out those nice high, short, sharp sounding tones. And they could be rubbish, like that guy there. He wasn't a coin, he was just a bit of brass. However, they could also be pendants and rings and all the wonderful old items. So let's keep going. We'll put the detector back down for the boys. As I said, we're going to concentrate on the high signals, 18 through to 40 today, guys. And we're going to be digging those short, sharp, sweet sounding signals. So if it's repeatable going one way and repeatable going back the other way, what do you got to do? Dig it. Dig it. Well done. And hopefully you find something awesome. Let's get over to the 900 now and let's keep going. Right, let's get the 900 turned on. It is saturated too. We just had the last batch of rain. Let's show you a look anyway and get it turned on. Show you a look at what settings we're going to be running here today. And the boys are poking around behind me under the tree. They're trying to keep dry. So let's zoom in. You can hear there straight away we've got a little bit of EMI going on. Let's run through the settings quickly. I was in the goldfields yesterday, so that's why the ground balance is a little bit high. Trying to balance out all that mineralisation. We're going to run a very simple setup though, same to the boys, where they're running 18 through to 40. We're going to be running 50 through to 99. And look, when I say that, you know, people will be thinking, well, he's crazy because he's missing everything below. I'm only out here today for a quick hunt to see what else it produces. We have detected this site a lot in the past. I will come back and dig out a lot of those lower numbers. However, I have sort of done that too in the past with the 800. So we're only out here today to see what the little 6-inch sniper coil can do. And really 50, oh, I went straight past it. Let's go back. 50 through to 99 is ideally like the same program that we just showed you on the 800, where we're running 18 through to 40. So 50 through to 99 is pretty much where it's at for me today. As I said, just quickly, we're going to have to knock some of that EMI out too. Listen to it. It's going off its head. So recovery speed there on 8 and iron bias on 0, which I'm quite happy with. As I said, I'm happy to dig a few rusty nails if need be, but having a real low iron bias on 0 there, it just helps unmask all those coins amongst the trash. So let's go back now. Let's check out what the sensitivity is. Whoa, 26, 28, it goes even more crazy. Let's go back down, try and quieten it down a bit. And we're going to run a noise cancel. Let's zoom you back out there. And we're going to point it directly at the boys. There's no doubt they are half of what's interfering with my machine right now. Ka-chow! Let's have a listen. Lots better. The odd little chirp. Nothing too bad, as you would have heard already. We've got a lot of cars going past and the road is not too far away at all. There's one right there. So a little bit of AMI chirp, that's okay. Sensitivity on 24. We could probably even bump him up a little bit. Just see what it does. 26, not too bad. To be honest, we don't really need it. Let's settle for in between at 25. We don't really need it because a lot of the stuff here, you know, look, 6 inches and a little bit deeper, so not that deep. So 26 sensitivity will easily hit on it, and I don't want to keep interfering with the boys as I walk closer to them. So let's get started now, all that jibber jabbing, and let's see if we can't have the same success here today as we had last week. Well, I found this one by mistake, just walking over to the boys. I'm quite glad I did though. Listen to it. That is a nice sound. He's sort of hiding under that bit of a clump of grass there. Let's kick him out of the way. Just off to the side. Right there, which is great with a little 6-inch coil because it makes it a lot easier to pinpoint. When you've got a bigger coil and you go into pinpoint mode there, you've got 11 inches of diameter to work out where your target is. And generally, if you know how to pinpoint, it is directly under the shaft and you can narrow it down. With that little 6-inch coil though, a lot of these targets that I'm finding, I'm not even having to go into pinpoint mode. We're just sticking the shovel in, digging sort of a round hole, about 6 inches wide, the size of the coil, and we're hitting on our target straight away with the pinpointer. So quite awesome to be running that little 6-inch coil. I just love it. Little sniper coil. Works great for these very trashy areas. That's something I said to Royston the other day when he came out here. This is a site that I've detected well in the past. You know, I've been out here so much, but with that little 6-inch coil, especially on the 900, I've never ever done it. So there we go. Not a coin, that one. I'm holding him around the wrong way. Little bottle top lid with a clown, a running clown on it, which I don't think I've ever seen before. That's cool. But look, that could have easily been a coin, and they're the sort of short, sharp, sweet sounding signals, targets that you're looking to dig when out on these trashy sites. So we'll keep going, keep finding those signals, and I'm sure we are going to hit a coin today, whether it be a silver or a copper. I'm sure we're going to find one or two. So some will remember down the paddock there about 2 years ago, or maybe about a year and a half ago, I found the wonderful old English florin. and that was just due to working this trashy area all day. I wandered off down the back paddock to see if the targets would be consistent and continue. As they dropped off though, I just continued on, and bingo, we got the wonderful old English florin. So look, an amazing sight. As I said, we're going to work the trashy area today. I'm sure there is a lot more here to go though. Let's keep at it, see what else we can find. Well, you would not believe it, but we have our first coin, and I missed him on camera, unfortunately, as you can see. However, I think I might still have something down there. It's a burn pit, so there's a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of nails coming out too, which I thought that's what I was hitting on, so I didn't hit the camera on. I remember I'm running my iron bias quite low today, so I think that's where I was hitting on this target, and it wasn't being disguised with all the rusty nails also in this hole. So it always pays to run it that much lower. Yeah, look at that, there's another one. And you can see we're in the burn pit, because look at that charcoal and the ash coming out of the hole. There he is there, all broken up with the rusty nail. So look, we're going to throw the rusty nail in the pouch. As I said, that is our first coin, and we did miss him. I've not looked for a date yet. You can see he's been hot in the fire too. 1921. I got a fly on my face. 1921. A very nice coin. Old Commonwealth penny. He's still got a lot of dirt stuck on the back of him there, where he's laying down. All cleaned up on this side. How cool is that? I love the patina coming out of the fire there. You can see the orange above the 9. You can just see how hot that coin has got being thrown out. So whether they accidentally discarded it or whether they threw it out on purpose, with the decimal changeover taking place in 1966, there was a 1 or a 2 year grace period where people could still convert their money, the old pre-decimals over to decimal currency. So there was a couple of year grace period from what I remember reading and researching. However, after that, the old pennies and florins and sixpence and threepence, shillings, they were all just useless. They were you couldn't do anything with them. So no doubt a lot of people put them in a coffee tin, threw them up in the cupboard, which you hear of quite often. A lot of people probably threw them out in the rubbish, which is maybe what happened to that coin. We are getting up closer to the road now too, which is an area that I really have not worked too much. And then we're going to venture up that way towards the fence line there, where I found some amazing old stuff. So anyway, let's keep going. I think we may have found our next good target, which could be our first coin captured on camera, not like that last one that we missed. He's a bit of a sketchy signal. Sort of losing him a little bit there. Definitely that high tone and repeatable signal enough has caught my attention though. So let's face it, the ground is not that hard to dig out here. We've just had a batch of rain overnight too, which was nice, and it's made it soften up a little bit. So it's not that hard to stick the shovel in. See what comes of it. Oh, look at that. I think we've got it out in the plug. Is it a coin? Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. There we go. So we've just snagged a wonderful little coin on camera, which is the first one for today. But not only that, I'm just trying to position that plug there. Not only that, I'll zoom you in. There it is. Look at that. We have got ourselves a little silver sixpence. Isn't that incredible? And as I said, this site I have worked for the past 6 years, or just about 6 years. It's some of the earliest sites I've ever detected with the Equinox 800 when I started on the coins and relics. So just amazing that we're still finding coins out here. That Equinox 900, I'll tell you what, it continues to blow me away every time I take it out. So wonderful little King George. What did I say? 1918 sixpence coming out of the hole there, and we caught him on camera. Even better. Wow, that is awesome. So a few little bits of rubbish. Now we've got the silver, or we've got the penny. Now we've got the silver, and as I said, it's about concentrating on those solid or short, sharp solid sounding signals. I know I say that a lot, but that is just the honest truth. If you can go to these trashy sites and concentrate on the short, sharp signals, you will not get overwhelmed by all the other rubbish in the ground. I tell you what, there's a ton. There's an absolute ton. So 1918, crack a little sixpence. Not too bad a condition either. So he's just got a little bit of a bend in him, as you can see. He just he wraps around my finger quite nicely and sits there. Sort of. So anyway, enough of that. Let's put him in the pouch. And what I'm going to do too is I'm going to throw that horseshoe button on. Oh, I think he went in the pouch. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm going to throw that horseshoe button on. We'll just zip that pouch up a bit there. Just so nothing falls out. Nothing ever falls out, but you just never know. So what we're going to do, I hate to fill that plug in, and the coin impression. It was such a great coin impression, wasn't it? What we're going to do though, stand up, and I'm going to put that horseshoe button on and just give you a listen. We've seen the silver come out from there. Let's give you a listen at what else is in the ground surrounding it. How well that Equinox 900 did to pluck out that little silver coin. So remember, 50 through to 99. Now let's drop the horseshoe button on, and that opens everything up. Now I know the cars are a bit noisy there, sorry. Oh dear, we might have another one beside it. Something for us to investigate in a minute. But listen to this. Listen to everything in the ground. Between the rust, the low signals, and then the odd chirpy high signal, that is a lot going on. As I said, we are over the top of the old house site, so of course there's going to be a lot in the ground. But listen to what the detector has to contend with to find these targets. So as I said, concentrate on the highs, 15 through to 99 if you like I showed you there before. You can dig the lowers if you like. But even if you're digging the lower signals right through to 99, the main aim of the game is to find something repeatable. Like that. And dig it. So that's what we're going to do with this target. Quite quickly. And show you a look, because tell you what, he's got me interest now. He's got me intrigued. 77, 76. And he's right there. Stay there, pinpointer. Let's go get the shovel. That could be another silver coin. I want to continue working this area where we just snagged the sixpence. However, we will come back. I said to the boys today, you won't really have to walk very far. You just walk around in circles over the top of the same ground. And that is most important too. Just, you know, don't have to walk far. You just sort of walk up, walk back, walk this way, walk that way. I just do circles around myself. I walk over the same ground all day, and by walking different ways, it opens up the ground in a different manner. Basically, yes, there we have it. Easy as that. Another coin, another little coin saved from this site, which to be honest I thought was well and truly done. But you've seen how easy it was. I was just explaining as we were walking along. Oh, that's a cracker too. That's an English halfpenny. We're just walking along though, and we got that high tone where it was repeatable amongst all the other signals beeping away at us. And look what we were just rewarded with. A beautiful little halfpenny. English halfpenny. A 1905 maybe? Struggling to read that. The camera's not focusing either. But how wonderful is that? And how easy was that? Straight after the sixpence, another little coin snagged and in the bag. That is pretty awesome. So let's keep going. As I said, 50 through to 99, concentrating on those repeatable targets, working a site that I've hunted for the last 6 years with the Equinox 800 and the 11-inch coil. We're back here today with the 9-inch 900 and the 6-inch coil. We are hitting on some wonderful little targets, and I'm sure that's not going to be the last. Our next signal is out in the sunlight, away from the acorn tree there. That's quite a nice one too. There's a lot going on. But if we concentrate on that nice, repeatable target, I'm thinking he's going to be another coin. There's so many coins coming out from these farm sites. The old properties on Don's here, 3 farm sites, have just been amazing. So always keen to get back and have another go. What do we got? A little buckle. Oh, isn't that awesome? Little tiny belt buckle with silver gilding or silver plating all over him. Of course, the centerpiece is going to fall apart. He's all rusty. Even when we put him through the tumbler, he's going to fall apart a little bit more. However, he will clean up quite nice. An awesome little piece to save. So that's pretty cool. How did we go, boys? Oh wow. Wow, there we go. I haven't caught up with the boys just yet on camera. Dom was detecting there a little bit there. His arm was getting a bit sore. I said to Zave, you want to take over? You're the man. What, 5 minutes on the detector, Zave?
Not even.
Not even. And look at that. You have just found the back of a fob watch, but not only that, it's silver. It would have rang up very nice and high. It's 37. Wow. And look at that, we've got a beautiful little hallmark. What can you see, Dom? You've just stuck your head in the sun. You've made it dark. That's all right. I can see a line. Can you see that? See the little line? You hold him up there.
Oh yeah?
See the line?
I can't.
You get a closer look. You got young eyes. What's wrong with you? They're not that close.
Right there, the top one there.
See a little line?
I see it.
See a little line up there?
Yeah, I see that.
And then there's an M. And what's the other symbol? I know what I can see.
I know what that is. I know what it is.
What? Take your finger off it.
Like the C thing. An anchor. An anchor, yeah.
The C thing. Oh, you should have let him keep guessing. I love that. The C thing. So we've got a little line up the top. Look, this will be English hallmarks, no doubt. Probably Birmingham or Sheffield, England. We've got a little C thing, which commonly referred to as an anchor. And we've also got an M. Zave, you are a whiz on the detector, my boy. Even without a detector, you find some awesome stuff just with your eyes.
True.
So eagle eyes as Dom, you couldn't even see that line. So you need to work on your eyesight, buddy. Keep at the detecting though, buddy.
Yeah.
You've done really, really well there. So awesome stuff, boys. Well done.
Yep.
Hey, we're working up the fence line there, as I said before. And I've found a pretty epic signal. A very shallow signal. 66, pretty solid signal. You can hear how repeatable it is. So let's get down with the pinpointer, because at 1 bar of depth, and how solid and repeatable that is, he's going to be on the surface, or not too deep anyway. Now this paddock, all these paddocks, 150 acres here, around all 3 house sites, they all get ploughed up, seeded and drilled and harrowed and scratch the surface every year. So you just never know what's going to be coming up. Oh, we need to go that little bit deeper. You just never know what's going to get brought up with the harrow or the plough. Every single year it changes the ground. I dare say it's going to be a coin. Oh, I think it is. Oh yes it is. Look at that. So there we go, surface target this guy. He was not very deep at all. And I dare say that's what's happened with him. He's been brought up with the plough. Let's put him on the ground. Got a heap of ants there below me. I reckon this guy's been brought up with the plough at a later date, because the 11-inch coil on the Equinox 800, I dare say it probably should have hit on this. But if he was a bit deeper buried, we need to clean. If he was a bit deeper buried at one stage, mixed in with all the rusty trash and nails and all the mixed signals that you've heard today when I went into using the horseshoe button there, basically he could have easily been missed with the 11-inch coil on the 800. Quite you. I'll turn that pinpointer off. And look at the ants running all over my coin. And there we go though, a 1932, a little 1/2 penny. Commonwealth of Australia, with some great coin impressions above where the ant's continuing to run on. So awesome stuff. I just love finding the old coins out on the farm, because a lot of farms, or a lot of farmers in general, go away ants, a lot of farms in general, they generally didn't carry coins, just, you know, put coins in their pockets to wander down the paddocks every day and milk the cows and shift the fences. And, you know, you're not going to load your pockets full of coins excuse me, you're not going to load your pockets full of coins to wander off down the paddocks, are you? So to find a coin, you know, they would have either been coming home from town or about to leave town, and they probably jumped on the horse or jumped in the buggy ready to leave, and a coin has fallen out from their pocket or their coin purse or whatever it be. So I just love finding, you know, you go to an event or a sporting oval, festival, or a rec reserve, you find an old coin there and you sort of go, well, look, someone was drinking or having a bet, or, you know, whatever it be, someone was at the races with coins in their pockets for the day because they needed them. A farmer didn't need coins in his pockets to walk the farm, that's for certain. So whenever you find one, I think it's a winner of a day. And what do we got now? 3 or 4, and I'm sure more to go. And another one, check that out. We are only steps away from our last target, that being the little 1932 Commonwealth penny. Where were we? Let's have a bit of a look. There, not far away at all. That was the last target that we dug. We've only walked, what, 3-4 meters maybe. We got a very sketchy signal, very sketchy, and that's the reason why I didn't throw the camera on. To be honest, I thought I may have just been hitting on a bit of rust, because they do false out sometimes and give a nice sounding signal when really, as I said, it's just a bit of rust. So the next coin, as I said, plenty more to go. The next coin is not all in that great a condition. We can't even get a date, so that's okay. Toothbrush and water, once home, we may be able to see a little bit more. That's just so cool though, you know, a pretty deep target, sketchy signal, out pops another coin. As I said, plenty more to go here on the farm. So there we go, another batch of rain, and the boys are hiding over under the tree there. A smart idea. I should be over there myself, trying to keep dry. However, I'm getting so many good targets. They're just coming back along the fence line here. We did continue on just that little bit further past the trees. And once you get past the trees there, the signals really drop off. So we did a U-turn, and we're just cutting the lap back to the tree now. Getting wet, but digging out so many cool old targets. We just found an old bullet too, which I did not show on camera. However, he will be at the end of the conclusion of this video. So let's grab the pinpointer out. I don't think that we got him out at that. Soon find out, won't we? Yeah, so he's still in the hole there. I'm thinking coin too, or a very, very tiny coin. That's not a coin. I was noticing I was shifting something around in the hole with the pinpointer. That is a little tiny copper rivet or brass rivet. He's not off the end of an oil lantern like you find in the gold fields. They'll generally have little notches in the end for where your fingers sit. Oop, I'm nearly going to lose him. For where your fingers sit, and you can twist them around, winding the wick up and down of the old oil lantern. That's certainly not it though. It's just a little copper washer. It was ringing up quite nice, so just goes to show. Equinox 900, not the 800. Equinox 900 I meant to say, with that little 6-inch sniper coil. We are getting a little bit of EMI and road noise there, interference from the road I should say, but still it's managing to hit on such small targets in amongst such trashy ground. Just phenomenal. Oh, here comes the next batch of rain, and we've just found a sweet sounding target too. Let's dig it out quickly and let's get out of this weather, because this next batch is quite heavy and it's going to make me wet. I can feel my back's already quite wet. This is going to make me go saturated. It's funny too, because the flies are still hanging around. You think with this rain, look at that, it's really picking up. I think with this rain, they would fly away. Nice high target, this guy. Thinking another coin. Still in the back wall there. Oh, that's cold. That's cold rain. It's funny too, because the other day was... What is that? The other day was 34. Oh, we've got a keg tap handle. No, a spigot tap handle. Oh, I love these. The other day was 34 degrees, and here we are sitting in the rain digging out old spigot tap handles. And that is a ripper. How did I miss that guy? Equinox 900, 6-inch coil, is a killer combo. A florin the other day, pendant, military forces uniform button. Already today we've got the coins, the silver, and the wonderful little tap handle. They are just awesome. So now let's get under the shade of the tree, or the cover of the tree. Not too worried about the sun at the moment today, just that rain. And let's have some lunch. Once this rain stops, we'll get back at it. Okay, so we are back from lunch and ready to get back detecting. I tell you what, it feels a lot better when you got a full stomach and a quick sandwich and a drink down the hatch, I'll tell you. Anyway, just before we get back on the detector, what I was going to show quickly is what I mentioned there at the start of this video. Basically house site number 1, house site number 2 down the road, and also number 3, what you cannot see sitting down on the corner, which we will get to in future videos. But I mentioned about a transition overlay that I do, and you can take an old image and a new image and cross them over, changing the opacity and bringing it up and down and really lining up exactly where the house used to sit. It's not a great image, however it does give you a bit of an idea and understanding of the site. So house site number 1, we'll throw that overlay image up the top. You'll see it on the map. House site number 1 we're standing on right now. House site number 2, well past those big old pine trees and past the dam, which you'll see in the map, the dam is not there. The overlay black and white image is 1947, and the current image obviously today is 2023. So the dam has been incorporated in house site number 2, and then you've got house site number 3 right down the bottom. So look, fascinating to be able to do that research and put that history together. And it really, as I said, it really does give you a sense of the site, and it does help. So I know right now we're standing where the house used to be, and working over towards there would have been their backyard and where all their sheds and maybe even the dairy and what have you was. So as I said, those images are pretty grainy, pretty black and white, but it does help. So anyway, the stomach's full now, lunch is over, and let's get back on the detector and see what else is hiding in the ground, shall we? Another high signal, that sounds good to me. He's a 70, or jumping around there, a 69, 70, couple of bars of depth. Short, sharp, sweet sounding signal. I've probably said that 68 times today. However, that's the honest truth of how to hunt these house sites, keeping it simple. There we go, that's our next target. It's definitely not a coin, is it? It's a plate of some sort, and I reckon that's got writing on it too. It does too. There you go, you can see the detail on the inner there. So we really need to clean this guy up, don't we? Toothbrush and water would be great right now. I've got toothbrush, I just don't have water on me. Oh, deal. Deal. With something on the end there. Very hard to read. PB deal. I wonder if there's any more writing on it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it was. Looks like it sort of hinged there, maybe folded over. I have no idea. That's pretty cool though. That's a deal. That's what it is. I have no idea. We'll call him a deal. That's awesome. Into the pouch, and one more, as I said, to clean up for the end of this video and give you guys a look. If anybody does recognise that piece, drop a comment, because if we don't see anything more when we clean him up, he's going to be a mystery item, isn't he? We will never know. Never know what he used to be. Oh dear. Let's keep going. An 88 on the screen for the next target, and look at that. We've got ourselves another coin. This one being another penny. He's a little bit later though. I can see a kangaroo tail, so that makes him a kangaroo penny. Up around the 40s, 50s, leading up through to the 60s. The coin that I found here the other day, the florin, was a 1960 which is sort of just about, or not too long after, the house is all pulled down and removed. Sort of founded late 1800s, 1880, 1890. And by about the 50s, 60s, all three house sites were removed and the land was all bought up and changed hands. So 1943, I think I can see on that guy, which is pretty cool. And another coin saved from this trashy old house site, one that has been detected. Like, I have found so much here, it's not funny. You know, if I had it all in a bucket, or if I had it all laid out on a table and I said, right, this all come from here, you would be blown away, absolutely blown away. And here we are today and last week, still finding more with that ripper little 6-inch coil. Rightio, so we've got our next one, and something I didn't mention there before, you'll notice that you can't spot the boys anymore anywhere around me. They've packed up and headed for the car. They've had enough. Except, before they did, Xavier and Dominic both did get a penny, a nice little half-roo penny. So he's got the old silver fob watch backing cover, and he surprised me there before with a, as I said, little half penny. He's done exceptionally well. As I said, hiding in the car now, they've had enough, their muscles get sore, and I think they get sick of working some of these really trashy sites too. They are not the easiest to work, so there he is. We were just speaking about a half penny, and there is our next coin as we make our way over to the rubbish dump. Little King George Commonwealth half penny. He's a little bit dirty there, a little bit corroded too by the looks. I don't know that we're going to get a date. I don't know that we're going to get another silver coin out of here either. We are going to finish up very soon, and I would have thought another one would have popped out by now. Instead, just the pennies, and that's okay. This guy is a 1926. As I said, King George, little Commonwealth, half penny. Awesome. You see the beads on the crown. However, quite a bit of copper verdigris cancer going on there with the bubbles rippling through the centre of that coin. Not to worry, not to worry. The pennies don't survive the ground all that well. So anyway, another coin for the collection, and another one that I never thought would be here. I did think that I'd clean these sites up pretty well with the 800. Coming back here last week with the 900, swapping over to a 6-inch coil, and bingo, we hit on the success again. And this site has shown me that it's still holding a lot more for future. Oh my God, can you see what I can see? I find the most uncanny things happen to me some days. We found the glass stopper here last week, hunting with Royston, and I'm just digging down to a really random target. I don't really know why I'm digging down to it. And look what just popped out on the end of my shovel. We all know how much I love marbles, and that is a little cat's eye. That's awesome. That is awesome. As I said, I was just I got like a random target down here. I was just sort of digging them out, going a little bit gung-ho. There is a few bottles and bits of glass coming out of here. Nope, that's a worm. And I just sort of flicking the dirt out like crazy. It got me interested to see that I haven't flicked another marble out now. I don't think so. They disguise so well in the dirt, the marbles. Anyway, going down to it, I'll give you a listen with a pinpointer. All there is our target. Quite a big one. I said I know it's not a coin. I'm just sort of mucking around. Oh, what is that? I was about to throw the shovel back in. That could be another marble. No, maybe. I don't know. I've got a bit marble mad now. Listen to the detector too. The storm that's coming overhead, the detector's picking up on it. So we're having to deal with the road noise, EMI, the storm, EMI. There's a lot going on. Well, I'm not here for bottles or glass either, but that's got me intrigued. I'm still crunching on it. I do know where the bottle pit is here, or where I can dig out a heap of bottles. In one of our videos there last year, we found a really great bottle pit that, funnily enough, was in line with that tree there and that tree right there. So if I went and stood, oh yeah, look, pretty much not far in front of me, about 1.5 meters in front of me. So we're pretty much in what I said, that bottle pit, you know, where I knew that bottle pit was. So let's keep going down. We've got our target down here. Just wondering if there's any marbles or any more marbles going to pop out. That was really, really uncanny. I said some really weird things happen some days. Then again, you dig enough holes, things are bound to pop out, aren't they? There he is. We're right down on a chunky old can, I think it is. What we might, oh, there he is. There's part of him there. Chunky old can. That's okay, because no matter what else come out of this hole, we got a marble, didn't we? And that is awesome. Totally awesome. All right, we'll get the rest of this can out. We're gonna just dig out this little hole too, just a little bit, off camera, and just see that we can't find another marble, because as we know, where there's one, there's more, and where there's more, that makes for a happy Luke. Look at him. Give him a clean up on the knee. It's holding up to the light. Oh, what a special little guy. How awesome is that? It's hard to focus, but you can see the little orange inside the clear glass. Just awesome. Could be an American cat's eye marble, could be a Japanese made cat's eyes marble. We'll clean him up once home, and he'll be shown in the conclusion video at the end. So as I said, a couple more minutes, open this hole up off camera, see what comes of it. We find another marble, we'll come back. If not, we're heading back that way and do a little bit more detecting, and then we're getting out of here. So why does this always happen to me? Every time I go detecting lately, I seem to hit on an old bottle pit. I said 5 minutes too. That was all I was going to put in here. I think we're about 15 minutes in. And as you can see, we've got some more bottles coming out. 2 old sauce bottles, a couple of little ponds or Vegemite bottles, I think they are. They're all different ones, these. So ponds or Vegemite jars there. We have the little wood syrup bottle. We even have part of the old kettle. Pretty cool. Cup of tea, dear? Oh yes, thank you. How awesome is that? And a heap of these sardine tins, and that's what led us onto this target. Remember there, we were digging down. That's that funny, weird target. We got the marble, which is safely tucked away in the pouch too, mind you. And the sardine cans are going to come with us. A few of these bottles are going to come with us. And to be honest, I wasn't really here for bottles today. I was just here to see what little 6-inch coil could do. However, I get a little bit carried away when I see these old bottle pits, especially after finding that marble. We can come out and dig this out anytime we like. However, I'm just going to have another bit of a scratch around in here. And I've also got the boys now out of the car. Bring the shovel over, and they're going to do the same. Because I get a lot of enjoyment out of digging them out. And the boys generally say to me, you know, if they're at school or something for the day, they say, "Oh Dad, can you leave the bottle pits until we can come and dig them out with you?" So they're here now today, so they might as well enjoy it too. Worry about that, boys?
Yeah, alright.
Alright.
I'm ready to dig.
You ready to dig? You got your shovel? Bottles. Bottles galore. Who's going to keep all these bottles when they come out?
Not me.
You don't want them?
I won't be able to.
Why not?
I won't have enough room.
Oh, here's a nice one. He's like a poison one. Just be careful of your fingers there, mate. What we do is we get under. Watch your fingers. Here's a preserving jar, that next one.
I will take this one.
And we just pop him out.
I'll take this one.
Oh, nice bottle. Oh no. He's got a broken top.
Is that?
Here's a preserving jar. Pretty cool little bottle too. Well, AGM on the base there somewhere.
Dad,
Unfortunately broken. Yes, mate.
I'm going to keep this bottle.
You're going to keep the sauce bottle?
Yep.
He would add tomato sauce in him, no doubt, mate.
Yeah, I will clean it out and put tomato sauce in there.
Ew, you're going to reuse it?
Yeah.
It won't last long. You go through tomato sauce like it's going out of fashion. It is to him. Dom should be banned for tomato sauce.
No.
He drinks it. Right, I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to leave the boys to their own devices here. We've already done a bit of the work. If you're going to dig the hole further, boys, it needs to go under your feet. It's not coming back this way. That's why I've piled up all that dirt there. So don't dig under the pile of dirt. Go towards you, Zave, and you, Dom, and you'll find more bottles. And remember, do what I've done. Throw your dirt back where you don't need it in the way. You know, if you throw it over there, you've got to shift it again, don't you?
Yeah, and
So,
it can be like this.
Yeah, I'll move this one out of the way for you. Who knows, there might be a marble in that. We'll move that one out of the way for the boys. And as I said, we're going to jump back on that detector. We'll just fill that in. Gonna have to open up here anyway. So we'll just jump back on that detector. We'll let the boys go for a little bit, and we'll come back and we'll see what else they can find. So while the boys dig out the trench over there, looking for the bottles, as I said, we're going to jump back on the detector, dig out a few more signals. So that guy being our first, he's a nice high one. I'm going to try and beat this next batch of rain too. It looks like it's going to be a heavy shower. The boys are going to have to run for cover in a minute too, I reckon. Can't believe I found that marble, you know. It's just, like, you've seen how much stuff is coming out of the hole over there. Bits of glass and shard and broken bottles and full intact bottles. How did I manage to spot that one marble? Like, it really blows the mind sometimes how you come across these things so randomly. There he is. Not a coin. Our first target though, a little bit of brass, copper plating. I said, here is that next batch of rain. It's cold, it's wet. It's not a cold day, but the rain's cold, and it is wet, so we might get under the tree just quickly while this next shower passes, and we'll come back and jump on that swing stick, see what else we can find. Right, so I've just finished on the detector. We were going to try and film and dig out a few more targets together. However, I think I need to get over and give the boys a little bit of a hand. We have dug a few targets out, and nothing special though. But the boys are over here chatting and yapping away, and wow, they've certainly opened that hole up a little bit more. Anyway, have we found any more new bottles, guys?
No.
No? You've just been digging? What do you reckon, Dom?
What?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Old bottle pit.
Oh my god.
You've been keeping your eyes out for marbles?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey Dom,
What?
tell me, how do you think all this rubbish got put here? House. What, a house put it here?
No. No, like if it was a house here and it got burnt down and rubbish stayed. Like,
The rubbish.
the rubbish wasn't burned down.
So there was a house right here and it caught fire and it burnt down and all the rubbish went in the ground, did it?
Was the rubbish trying to hide from the fire? Yeah.
Was the rubbish hiding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how it really got here?
Actually, I think I know.
Go.
I think people, like, the first people were here, they made like a tunnel where all their rubbish goes.
Oh, like
It was here, and also glass.
a rubbish tunnel.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what we do with our rubbish at home?
What?
What do we do with it? We take it outside and put it in the
Rubbish bin.
rubbish bin. We've got a green, red and yellow rubbish bin. Do you want to know a secret, Dom?
And a purple.
Yeah, and a purple. Do you want to know a secret though?
What?
They didn't have any rubbish bins back in the day. So how would they get rid of all their rubbish?
Tunnels.
Rubbish tunnels.
No.
Close enough.
They dig rubbish holes.
There was a house over there, Dom. Looking, there was a house over there. And they would have walked over to here, dug a hole just like this, thrown all their rubbish in, and they would have filled it in, and no one would be the wiser. And here we are coming along 100 years later, and we're digging it all up again. So, do you reckon that's why they left it in the ground for us?
Yep. No.
Yep, for us to dig it out?
No.
No? Oh dear. Alright, the boys have had some fun. We might just persist a little bit longer with this hole just opening it up and going a little bit deeper, seeing what comes of it, because let's face it, while it's open, we may as well suss it out properly. And then we're going to fill everything in, take the bottles home, and show everything else coming out today with the Equinox 900. And also Zay's Ripper Fine, the fob watch. And what else did you get, Zaz? You got a coin? You got a penny. So we'll show off that too. We'll see you at home. So welcome back there, guys. Here we are at home, and we've got you in the back room. We have also got all our finds laid out on the bench in front of us. However, before we get going, some will notice these frames sitting along the back there, which are new. I have not shot a video in this back room for about a month, and I know that I have not caught them on camera. So it all started by making up frames for the landholders. As you know, we offer up everything we find, and I've been bringing home a lot of wooden pallets out in the backyard there. We bust the wooden pallets up. We've been making some really cool items out of them. Detector display stands and coffee tables and all sorts of cool stuff. And we've also been making up these frames, and these frames I then fill full of all the coins and relics that we find detecting on these properties, if the landowners would like, and we then pass them back to them. So we've got the treasure display there to pass on, which we've got to get back to the site, to the landholders and do so. We've also got all the relics in the container there that did not fit on the board that we'll also be passing back. So some landholders want to keep everything, some just want to see it come out. Whichever is the case is fine by me. These big ones here, these long rectangular display boards, these are mine, and these are made up all of my own personal collection. So over the years, making up a few for the landholders. As I said, not all farmers want to keep everything, some do. Making up a few for them though over the years. I've sort of thought, well, I'll do something similar for myself one day. And there they are. So we actually had some cupboards left over, some rectangle display cupboards, sort of with a glass door that would open from the front. And I decided, well, we're going to throw the cupboards out. They were a bit old and a bit crappy, but I wanted to keep the glass and do something with the glass. So we grabbed some pallets, as I said, we busted them up, we measured the glass, and we made up these frames to suit. So I'll just give you a quick run through this one. As I said, we will get to showing off our finds that we've been doing with the Equinox 900 at old Don's farm site there. So these are all my personal collection behind the glass though. Glued down and blue tacked down. Not everything is glued down. Some of the older items are ones that I never want to remove again, or don't feel I need to remove again. Some of the other items are just blue tacked down. But look, two great items, just thought I'd show them quickly. And these here, I can take to displays and shows and events and share with other people, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, enough of that. Let's now get to what we did there with Royston Sharp hunting the other week. And I'm sorry I did not catch any of this on film. We just enjoyed the day digging, no camera, no filming, nothing. But funnily enough, we're running the Equinox 900 with the 11-inch coil, a super trashy sight. And I said to Royston, or I jumped over the fence and I put the 6-inch coil on. And I said to Royston earlier in the day, I joked about finding a florin. We put the little 6-inch coil on and bingo, out pops a bloody florin. Look at that, 1960. How awesome. And Royston and I actually have a competition every year, or we have done for a couple of years there, who can find the most florins, who can find the most of these coins every single year. And we do a bit of a count up at the end of the year. It's quite funny too, because when one pops out, generally I get a tag on Facebook, Luke Stephen number 13, or Luke Stephen number 28. Awesome stuff. Funny to find one on the day that Royston was there though. So with the 6-inch coil still hunting, we then hit on the coronation pendant, May 12th, 1937, Queen Elizabeth and King George, a coronation pendant, which is a ripper piece. Funnily enough, I said that 3 times now, but we found one of those only about a month ago. So there you go, pretty cool. 6-inch coil, yet again, Equinox 900. Little Australian Military Forces button pops out, and great patina. He's even got a little shank still left on the back. So awesome little button. Also, once again, moving forward, we got the clock key, which is really cool. Got the square head in him. And another piece that, I've cleaned him up toothbrush and water, but I will be putting him through the tumbler. Lastly, with Royston looking on, we did dig out a target, our last target. and it was just a bit of rubbish. However, we did find a glass stopper in the same hole, and I will just say, or I should have said before, that little crusty coin, just looking at him there, he was the only coin that we had found for about an hour or so hunting with the 11-inch coil. Everything else was found with the 6-inch coil, including the 3 pennies there. So just goes to show how good a combination that little 6-inch sniper coil is. A little baby's hand coil, what I like to call it, on the Equinox 800, 600 or 600, 800 and 900, you know. I haven't run the Equinox 700, but I'm sure that's just the same too. I should have included that in there also. The 6, 7, 8 and the 9, the 6-inch coil is just a killer combo. So high recovery speed, low iron bias, and swing away and enjoy. Anyway, what we did get on camera today, as you've seen there, was going back to old Don's and digging out, once again, Equinox 6-inch coil, trying to look for those most desirable solid sounding signals. And look at it, we got heaps of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins, or 7 pennies, I should say. I did put the little half Britannia, half-seeded English penny up the top, just because he's cool. But look, we got, what, 6, 7 pennies, another 7 coins out of that site, and a little 19, 18, I was going to say 13, and 19, 18 sixpence, which I've cleaned up just that little bit. And we also got the old spigot tap handle, which is a ripper. And we even got that other little square piece, which it's not thick enough to be a spigot tap handle. You can see the size thickness difference, so I'm not quite sure what he is. He's a cool little piece though. Digging there just randomly, we, funnily enough, like there with Royston, keeping your eyes peeled, you find glass in the hole. And if you keep your eyes out, some of that glass can be bottles, marbles, glass stoppers, you name it. You know, you just gotta keep those eyes peeled. Eagle Eye Jack. We've got the little marble though. He's a great little piece, and he's a little cat's eye. Little orange and white, as you can see. So once again, could be Japanese, could be American. The Japanese were the inventors of cat's eye marbles, and the Americans stole the idea basically later on. They tried to do a deal with the Japanese, it fell through, but they learnt enough how to make their own. So buckles and bits and bobs down the bottom. And moving up, showing Zave's off very quickly. Remember, Dominic and Xavier were hunting there with the Equinox 800 and 6-inch coil. And Dominic, he tries his best. You know, he really runs the Vanquish 440 most of the time. And he didn't have that there that day. We were just running the 800 for both boys. He tried his best. His arms get sore. He's only a little man still. He's only 7 years old. Zave took over and bingo. He got the old fob watch, backing cover, silver, which is quite nice. Would have rang up very, very high. Little hallmarks on him, which you've just hit with toothbrush and water very quickly. If you did clean this guy up with bicarb soda, he would sparkle like the day he was new. So really, really great piece for Zave. And look, we may try and even bend him out that little bit, just so we can put him on display. Being silver, he might try and bend out, or might bend out okay. We just don't want to leave that crease in there. So lastly, Zave did get a coin. He did really well, and he's got himself a little King George half rue penny. So look, he's done exceptionally well. Zave and Dom, you know, they do really well when they work as a team. So, and I love seeing it. So look, all in all, great video, great day, great day there the other week with Royston. Swapping from the 11-inch coil to the 6-inch coil, this is the success that we've had thus far. And we're going to get back for more, and I'm sure there's more to go. But I tell you what, you know, these sites I've hunted for the last 5-6 years, some of these finds in the finds board have probably come from there. Actually, that guy there has the old lion head. I know, I'm certain. But look, these sites have just been full of wonderful treasures. I really thought they were pretty much hunted out. You know, I do go back there on the odd visit, but look, I haven't been back there for quite a while. So to see all these coins coming out, we've got a good dozen or so coins. We've got some other cool pieces. I know there's going to be I know there's going to be a lot more time spent back there hunting in future. So, and we've got house site number 1, 2, and 3. We've still got to touch on 2 and 3 yet, so, and 3 being the most productive. So anyway guys, long-winded conclusion clip. I really hope you enjoyed though, and I really hope you enjoyed the display stands. We give you a better look in future. If you'd like, be sure to drop a comment below and let us know what you think. So really hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you next time.